Welcome back, guys, to Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations, where last episode we began our investigation of the Alabastian Embassy's ambassador's office, the scene of the murder of the second Master Mass, where we bumped into too many familiar faces. As firstly, the still samurai turned out to be Larry Butz, who was spotted on the roof of the building being suspicious, according to Detective Bad, who's still hot on the trail of the Yatagarasu case after all this time. After investigating some of the scene, the Pink Princess appeared with none other than Oldbag inside, as everything descends into a farce. Let's question her. The Pink Princess is here. Now then, what are you doing here? I thought you were working at Gatewaterland as the Pink Badger. What are you talking about? That was ages ago. That was yesterday. Look, I worked at Global Studios before, a long time ago, all right. Well, they called me up this morning, kind of out of the blue, actually. They called you? Apparently the girl who plays the Pink Princess collapsed from a bad cold. It happened so suddenly, so they called me in to be her last-minute replacement. They not have enough people on staff for that studio? I really couldn't say no, so here I am, playing the role of the heroine. Man, she must be a good actor as well. Instead of that Mindy girl, I mean. The poor girl, I feel bad for her. Because they let me stand in for her. She's going to have a terrible time when she returns. I mean, I'm not exactly great at reading that stage font. To be standing in the very last second, so I threw that ragdoll and said the shark and hit the still samurai and the audience is in an uproar, but then, because I tell you, they're really just a bunch of simpletons. You're a rather lively old lady. So basically, you've received the stand-in request this morning, correct? You got it? If you need to see it, I've got it right here! Look. It appears that she is telling the truth. Yes. And we start with a torrent of words. The stand-in request has been jotted down in my organizer. I tell you, my fine acting moved the entire audience to tears. Yes, tears of laughter, as I recall. But being famous has its problems too, you know. Here, take a look at this. It's a letter from a stalker. I was just taking my break when I found this stuck under the door to my room. Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving knight. Oh god. You could construe that in too many ways. Honestly, you really have to watch out for these kinds of things. Look at what it says. Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving knight. How absolutely revolting. I mean, you'd think he could get my name right. There's no accent in my name. Wait, this horrible handwriting. Where have I seen this before? Larry? But now that you're here, Edgy Poo, I feel 100% safe. Where do I factor into this? You'd bust that evil stalker man for my sake, wouldn't you, Edgy Poo? Well, if you allow me the liberty to handle this in my own way, I'll gladly dispatch a detective to your house later. Oh, come on, Edgy Poo. Stop being so dismissive and playing hard to get. Nice eye. The flutter of the eyelids was beautiful. Melon from the stalker data jet down in my organizer, sure. Am I supposed to, like, link these or something? I don't even know. That's about the time of the murder. What were you doing at the time of the crime? What crime? What? After the show was over, I've had nothing but free time on my hands. So I used the fireplace in the room next door to keep my bad hip warm. Okay. At the time of the crime, Miss Oldbag was warming her hip in the room next door. Oh, descending up from above. Yeah. Well, a murder occurred in the room right next to yours. Is that right? Oh, Edgy Poo, I'm so scared. Hold me, caress me. Hold it. If you could please not cling on to my personage. In any case, I take it then that you failed to show up at Ambassador Alba's speech. Oh, that? No, I didn't go. I mean, I may have the heart of a young, tender maiden, but my body just refuses to cooperate at times. As soon as the show ended, my hips started acting up and I got stiff, and I couldn't move at all. Can you provide proof of your condition? Oh, you just go on ahead and ask the doctors in the infirmary. They're the ones who carried me from the theatre all the way to this embassy. I have to admit, the thought of her not being able to leave that room is rather pleasant. Just jail her then. I don't know. Prosecutor Von Karma, I brought the police dog as you requested, sir. Good work. You may leave now, officer. Where's the police cat? This dog. I requested the assistance of a dog in our search for the Yatagarasu. Looks like you guys have some pretty bright dogs in this country too. Hey, you're real cutie, aren't you? Yeah, that's a good boy. That's the police dog Gumshoe's been taken care of. I think its name is Missile. What a fitting name for a police dog that dashes out in front and attacks. That action alone isn't exactly what's going to solve the case for us, you know. Now, Missile, I want you to find some clues. Go! Just pees on the dead body. No. Oh, wow. Good dog. You really are quite bright, aren't you? Unlike a certain someone I know. Now, what do we have here? What is this? It looks like a small hot dog, but... Wait, Francisca, isn't that an official samurai dog? Oh, yes! Whoa, look at that face! No, bad Missile! He ate it. I wonder if it's alright for him to eat that. It's just a meat substance snack featuring the still samurai. I'm sure he'll be fine. That's quite a bit of information you gather there in a single quick glance. We should really be focusing on why there was a samurai dog there in the first place. It looks like that snack was no Missile found. Oh, what do we have here? It appears to be a lady's undershirt. I wonder if Ambassador Alba might have an interest in cross-dressing. I somehow doubt that. It doesn't look like the shirt would even fit him. A samurai dog and a lady's undershirt. What are these two items doing in a room like this? Given the circumstances, the lady's undershirt could only belong to one person. I suppose I should get this over with and ask the owner of said undershirt about it. It's Francisca, right? Hi, Oldbag. Is this yours? Why is you taking your shirt off and throwing it in there? Too many questions. Too many extra things added to the organizer. It's a bit much. If you could please take a look at this brown-coloured undershirt. Oh, Edgy Poo, what is the meaning of this? Why did you steal that thing from my bags? All you had to do was ask, and I would have gladly given you as many as you'd like. Thanks, but no thanks. This shirt was found here at this crime scene. What? Come now, why don't you just confess and explain what it's doing here? I know nothing! Nothing, I tell you! What? Oh, I admit that I used the fireplace to dry that shirt, but I can't really help the fact that I had to, you know. Wearing that pink princess costume was like being in a sauna! And on top of that, I get fingered as a suspect? You're too cruel, Edgy Poo! Are you claiming you never once set foot inside this room? Of course I am! If I'd be the one to find the body, do you think I'd be as calm of an accent as I am? I tell you, it's always like this. It's always my fault for the tabloid articles missing, the cameras missing, that lawyer, they're missing! Speaking of missing, there's a man, my husband. When we got married, he said I got some stuff married. He's Bruce, what were you? Should have done this, what you deserve you, but I can't help it when you marry me, honestly. Men these days! Well, I don't believe she's lying about her actions. So I can safely assume she really was drying her shirt by the fireplace on a break. And somehow the undershirt managed to move from the next room into this one. What an outburst. So she does have a husband who's gone missing. I didn't get to read it all, of course, which sucks. We need to pick, this is the new mystery that we need, this is the new case that we need to start on straight away. Finding her husband. I assume the samurai dog was also yours? Ah, that brilliant mind of yours. You really can see through everything about me. And so the feeling of dread continues, but I suppose I should ask for more details. About her husband? Are you actually divorced if you're going for other people? Just estranged? I don't know. What's going on? That samurai dog was yours, wasn't it? Oh, of course I'm forever yours, my edgy wedgy poo! If you could just stick to what I asked you. Edgy, are you Miss Oldbag? No. You really don't change, do you? When will you learn how to take a joke? Anyway, that samurai dog was mine. Those things are a present from the studio to the embassy. A present? The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all into the pushcart just to move them all. Those studio guys should have delivered those things by themselves. Right, Edgy? So, did you deliver the samurai dogs to the embassy staff as per your instructions? Hey, Edgy, don't just ignore me and my question. Aren't you going to stick up for me? Ah, about that. See, after the show, I went to rest a spell in the dressing room. Because of my bad hip, you know. And there they were. The samurai dogs were just sitting on the dressing room floor. I suppose you had to make preparations for distributing them after the show. Well, if by preparation you mean sampling them as well. Excuse me. Oh, I tried one and thought they were actually quite good. Sorry, but I just had to find out. I know it was silly of me to think this, but I figured that since they're for a kids show, their taste was probably for kids too. But they were so good that I couldn't stop. Before I went back to my room, I just had to help myself to half a dozen or so boxes. As I sat there by the roaring fire, warming them and eating them, I thought, this is... What is it now? Oh, I know. I bet you want a box too, don't you, my edgy poo? Well, who am I to say no to you? But I'll only give you one. The rest are all for me. Okay, the samurai dogs were forced onto me. Looks like the lesson for today is that when the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess take off their masks, they transform into a pair of annoying troublemakers. Okay, now what? Okay, so we did what the game wanted us to do is in talking through the thing. So is this the point in time where I can start to, like, get other stuff sorted out? I'm stuck behind her. Woof! Hi, Miss Al. He was a much bigger help than I thought he would be. Yes, however, there are a few aspects I don't understand about what he found. In that case, you should keep on investigating until you do understand. Now, my subordinate, continue with the investigation. Alright, I will. It is with great dread that I proceed and do what I must to solve the case. There's too many weirdos in this room. Right, I must have like a billion logics. Wait, I've only got 3. See, that's my bad memory. Right, the undershirt from next door, we had smoke from the chimney and a used fireplace. So if she was warming a hit in the room next door, then the chimney with the smoke that was pouring out of it was the completely other room, right? Which kind of exonerates him a little bit. There's no trace of this room's fireplace being used. And your point is? Smoke was supposedly pouring out the chimney connected to this fireplace. At least according to Larry. This is a contradiction of facts, is it not? Are you sure he wasn't just disorientated or something up on that roof? There's testimony from an investigator that puts Larry at this particular chimney. So no, I don't think it was a mistaken impression on Larry's part. On the other hand, the fireplace in the next room was being used at the time. Where do you suppose the smoke from that fireplace went? I see, so what you are proposing is this. The smoke that came out of the chimney was actually from Miss Oldbag's fire. So basically, the fireplace of neighbouring rooms share one chimney. Is that what you're implying? Does it? Well, I'm a bit worried then. How does it, like, how is it structured? Because all I can see that if Larry actually managed to make it down that chimney, he's very stuck. It's not even a straight down chute. I see one leg going one way, one leg going the other, and a very broken set of balls. Precisely. 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 Right, the undershirt was found in the office fireplace, but how did it get there? Now the chimneys are shared. So it got sucked through one and ended up in the other? Is that honestly where the game's going with this? That's not logic, that's a flight of fancy. The lady's undershirt that Miss Al found. Ah! Why are you getting all excited over holding onto a lady's undergarment? Miles Edgeworth, you uncouth sea slug! If you know the owner of said undershirt, then hurry up and return it to her already. You have it all wrong. This is evidence. And the owner of this piece of evidence was in the room next door. And yet, despite that, Miss Al found it in the fireplace of this room. This lady's undershirt. Are you seriously claiming that it somehow passed through a solid brick wall? Not quite. The fireplace in this room is connected to a chimney. The other fireplace in the other room is also connected to the same chimney, leading us to the possibility that the two fireplaces are connected to each other. Perhaps a closer look at the back of the fireplace is in order. Oh, really? That's where we've gone with that? There's an X on the back wall of the fireplace. What? Secret flipping door? Let's see if I can get a better look at it. What in the... The wall separating this room's fireplace from the next room's fireplace apparently turns. As I suspected, this fireplace does indeed connect this room to the neighbouring room. The neighbouring room? There appears to be nothing particular about the next room. But the fact that there is nothing special about the next room isn't what's important. It's the fact that there is a secret passageway through this room's fireplace. We now know that the fireplace connects the two rooms. But how exactly is that significant? You aren't going to suddenly name the old lady as Damask 2's killer now, are you? No, she couldn't move at all because of a stiff hip. So she could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing whatsoever to do with Damask 2's murder. I mean, it's not even the stiff hip. She was just like, she didn't have motive, means, or opportunity in a lot of senses, considering she was only called on that day, etc. She had to do very much things on the fly. Of course, it could not be premeditated, but that's not the point. It's Oldbag. We know Oldbag didn't kill people. Until the day that she does. That would be a real twist in the series, isn't it? Like Larry or Oldbag or someone recurring actually does the thing. That would be the true twist. Because the game series players would be like, nah, they didn't do it. That would be the greatest twists. It would appear that the answer has made itself known. You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on. I'm ready to counter any argument you may have. Do I have an argument? Very well then, if you are prepared, I'll show you exactly where my deductions have led me. Good. Count on you, Edgy. Leave it to me, Larry. My first attack will be to expose your lie for what it really is. My lie? I know that there is still something you are keeping from the rest of us. What's wrong with you? Why is it that you won't believe me no matter what I say, Edgy? Curse you. Just hurry up and die already if that's how it's going to be. I'll confess to every murder in the whole world and then kill myself. And throw everything into mass confusion! You made some wonderful friends as a child, I see. Larry, I only have one thing to say to you. Even if you make that face at me, it's no use. A man who is ready to die is strong-willed, you know. Oh, that's not what Larry said. I thought it was Edgeworth said that. It's like, you're not strong-willed enough? Oh, God. Larry, it doesn't matter what sort of harebrained trouble you've caused. I only ask that you do not lie to me. If you cause an innocent person to be judged unfairly because of some insipid lie, I will never forgive you. Edgy! Although, allow me to say that I consider you to be among the innocent in this case. And that I will draw the real killer out. You can trust me on this. Alright, this time, I'll tell you the whole truth, okay? What happened, what didn't happen, the works. Just what happened will do. Now then, if you would please testify as to what you did up on the roof tonight. And now he said that he's telling us the truth, he's completely lying, correct? After the show, I left the pushcart in the rose garden and came into the embassy. Then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. After that, until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know. Yeah, what? So then I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try. Larry, I thought I just finished telling you to not lie anymore. But it's kinda ultra embarrassing. And what exactly is so ultra embarrassing that you can't tell me? Edgy, man, I just said it was embarrassing, so of course I can't just blurt it out. So you're just gonna have to reason it out of me! As your superior, I command you to hurry up and expose this man's lie. I have every intention to, for I'm not about to let us waste time on such a trifling matter. Also, like, I was just thinking in the middle of that sentence, why'd you just do it then, Mrs. Top Prosecutor who works with Interpol now and does, like, intercontinental investigations? Blooming hell! You could do some of the work. No subordinate. Up on the rooftop. After the show, I left the pushcart in the rose garden and came to the embassy. I'm pretty sure I know where I'm aiming at already because it's exposing the Santa thing for something else. Pretty much. Who left the pushcart? Could you please clarify that statement for me? Yeah, so the wheels on the pushcart got covered in dirt from the rose garden. It would have made a mess of the floor inside, so Ambassador Albert said to just leave it. Well, it would be rather impolite to dirty another country's embassy. Kind of think of it, I recall seeing the pink princess on my way into the embassy. And what was she doing? Nothing in particular, because she was being carried by some docs on a stretcher. She must have been incapacitated by the pain of her bad hip that she suffered during the show. So I came into the embassy, right? And then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. So you shook hands with the ambassador of the Kingdom of Alabas, did you? Yeah, can you believe it? I did something really cool for a change. But honestly speaking, there's nothing interesting about shaking some guy's hand.
Hey there. Are you disrespecting another country in their very own embassy?
As someone with roots in this country, I'm feeling nothing but incredible shame at this second. Agreed. I apologize for his inconsiderate words. Now, Larry, please continue.
What is with all of you? You keep saying that kind of thing, and I'll tell you any lies.
You're already telling us nothing but lies, so let it go and move on.
Oh, right already. You don't need to glare at me like that, Edgy.
After that, and until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. Just freely within an embassy? That sounds like crazy. Larry, I want you to listen very carefully and take this to heart. The whole point of your life is to cause misery and pain to everyone you encounter.
I know! I get it! I'm totally the bad guy again! I thought you were his friend. Don't you think that was a bit harsh? Like Z says, true friends are bosom friends. If you're in trouble, call on your bosom friend whose shoulder you can truly cry on.
Hey, bosom buddy! I hope you're listening carefully to my testimony. Has it crossed your pea-sized brain yet that Agent Lang is only out to arrest you, Larry?
Now then, you wandered around inside the embassy, and then what happened?
That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know.
Hold
it! I should hardly think that chimneys are that rare. Agreed, especially since they are a traditional feature of American houses.
Plus, many grand buildings have even larger and fancier chimneys.
Yeah, but the kind of chimney I'm talking about is the really romantic type.
A romantic chimney? It might sound kind of silly, but women seem to really enjoy them, and I just had a good feeling about that chimney.
Okay, it's a romantic chimney, and does any lady here watching go, ooh, that chimney's nice, and I just, you know, as a man, I didn't know. I don't think so. So then I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try. You suddenly wanted to play Santa? No, he did not. He was trying to get something rather than give something. Oh, well, actually, I dressed up as Santa once before already. That was down at Gourd Lake. Ugh. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't dredge up such unnecessary memories for me.
Sounds like you guys share a lot of history. The perk to being childhood friends, huh? Besides, it's not funny to dress up and play Santa, you know. Santa doesn't go around killing people after he comes down a family's chimney, after all.
Actually, is it worth delving into whether or not playing Santa is a big deal? Yes, I'm pretty sure it is. Actually, I believe in the case of this man, playing Santa is actually quite a big deal.
Are you saying that your buddy isn't exactly made of Santa quality stuff?
Precisely. You hit the nail on the head, Agent Lang.
Hey, Archie, that's so incredibly mean!
Tell me something, Larry. Did you know that Santa's job is to deliver presents to people all over the world?
Of course I know that. I did graduate from junior high, you know.
In that case, it's your turn to tell me something. I want you to tell me to whom you were delivering a present to. I was, delivering a present to a child not basking in the glow of love?
Objection!
That must be the most elegant description of you I've ever heard, but a lie is still a lie.
You should have had a kick at guy when he's down, you know that?
In any case, the person you wish to deliver a present unto was most certainly this. Oh, well.
Take that!
Some people can pick them.
Interesting taste you have there, Mr. Suspect. Don't spread lies about me! I totally didn't want to see Miss Oldbag so much that I tried to go down a chimney. Ow!
I advise you to stop right there in your bashing of a lady. Well, I must admit that I, myself, hardly ever had the want to run into that lady. However, what if you were misinformed and under the wrong impression? Then what?
Define wrong impression.
I simply mean that the man before you thought to enter the old lady's room without knowing one very important fact. And that fact is best summed up with this. So we'll be on the same pages, won't it? Stand-in request.
Take that!
This is something the old lady received from her employer for the night. The girl who normally plays the Pink Princess, Mindy, was it again? It seems that this man is quite taken with that actress.
But that's not true, Edgy! She's the one with the hots for me! I just know it! I can feel a sexy beam piercing my heart when she's watching me. Sexy beam, I tell you! sexy beam.
You filthy, despicable, inconsiderate, fickle, idiotic, cowardly apparition of a man. You haven't matured at all since we last met.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes? This guy, he's got bigger problems to just get involved in murders, I take it.
I suppose you could put it that way.
Hey, what the heck, man? I don't get you guys at all. I think you're starting to realise he's such a sap he couldn't possibly do anything like this. When the evidence on your side is how much of a sap you are, it's like, oh god. Oh, poor Larry. I mean, it was for comedy, but still, poor Larry. Why'd you all have to make me out to be some sort of bad guy?
To return to the original topic, I propose that at least this much has been made clear. Having knowledge that Miss Mindy had fallen ill, Larry tried to make his way into the Pink Princess's room. That much we know for sure.
Hold it! Hey, Edgy! Looks like I've got the hang of this court thing now, too, because I said hold it! Oh, wow, well done. You said ejection. Yeah, I'm good at this, too.
But we're not in court at the moment.
Shut up! I see what's going on here, and it looks just like what you do in court. I guess old boy here still has something he'd like to say. Lang Zi says, until the root of the tongue dries, one never knows the whole truth. You shouldn't form conclusions until everything is out in the open, which is why I'll listen. Alright, then get ready to listen to me defeat Edgy in a battle of wits.
Larry, have you forgotten that should I lose, your victory prize will be your arrest?
Larry's assertion.
So you think that all I wanted to do was go to visit Mindy? Well, I dressed up as Santa and climbed up to the chimney, but the smoke was really thick. It was a case of mistaken identity, and that mistake made me late for the speech. Then to top it all off, I became a suspect in the murder. That's what you really meant. But why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose?
Hey, someone say something!
Larry, are you seriously trying to submit this not as a confession, but as testimony?
So what if I am? Is there something wrong with that? My claim is a claim claiming my claim. Do you have a problem with that?
So was you! You're my stalker! But I should warn you, it doesn't matter what kind of flattery you throw at me. I'm the devoted type of woman who's wholly focused on one man and one man only. As long as Edgy Poo's alive, I can't just drop and be unfaithful. No, I can't, although earlier I was tempted just a teeny-weeny by the wolf man. Love my dear Edgy Poo, stay completely true to my beloved Edgy Poo. Ah! I'm so inspired. You're such an inconsiderate, cowardly, idiotic, and all-around completely worthless man.
I thought I heard something ominous just now, but perhaps it was just my imagination. It did scroll by ever so fast, after all, in our weird way of hearing words in this world.
I believe there is nothing further for me to prove at this point.
What do you mean? Of course you still got something to prove. You still had to show some proof that I was trying to meet her with Mindy.
Proof, you say?
Remember, Edgy? Everything is evidence in court, right?
You mean evidence is everything in court, Larry. But I understand your point.
Yeah, see? I'm totally a pro at this now.
Very well, if you wish to see the evidence, then let me show you the last piece of evidence you'll ever wish to see.
It's the rebuttal. Larry's assertion comes up, but we're so close to the end of an episode that I feel we should end it here before we tear him apart, which is what we do every time we meet him. We literally tear this man down, and he tries to build himself up when he's away from us. And then whenever he meets one of the two friends that were part of this trio, he just gets torn down again. He does get saved, don't get me wrong. He does get saved. But I wonder, like a bit of his soul gets left behind every time until you end up in a worse and worse state. That's my assertion. But still, that'll be it for this episode of Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations. The farce continues as we prove that Larry was not a Santa looking to deliver a present, unless the present was in a very small box. We'll see you next time for more. Bye-bye.